The Miami Grand Prix, all of the fallout is starting to come as the teams give their reviews of the circuit. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen actually agree on something in that, and Lewis Hamilton shows his frustration already at what was another agonising Sunday for the 7-time world champion. I'm Ollie Wilson, this is GPFans, and these are the main headlines coming out of the first bit of fallout from what was the inaugural Miami Grand Prix. Give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at GPFansGlobal and GPFans.com for all of the latest breaking news in F1. But now let's dive into those Monday headlines. Lewis Hamilton had high praise for teammate George Russell after a Sunday in Miami that had the British driver frustrated with his own pit wall. The annoyance came in the latter part of the race after Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly's coming together brought out the safety car. Hamilton was given the chance for a free pit stop, with the team initially deciding to keep the driver on track before a lap later, race engineer Pete Bonington asked Hamilton over the team radio if he wanted to take the fresh rubber. The 7-time world champion had a back and forth with his team before eventually deciding to stay on his used tyres. But the fact that Hamilton was asked so much about the race strategy seemed to irk the man behind the wheel, because the 37-year-old doesn't have the same information that the team does on the pit wall, nor does the driver know where everybody is on track. So when you are given the responsibility to make the decision, continued Hamilton, it feels like you are gambling, and I don't like that. So I was like, you guys make a decision. But either way, we were a bit unfortunate with the safety car today. Lewis was pleased, however, for his teammate George Russell, who used the safety car to put on fresh mediums for the final stint of the race, and was able to get up to 5th, passing Hamilton in the process to continue his streak of being the only driver this season to finish in the top 5 in every race so far. He did a great job to recover from his position, said Hamilton, and get the points, so we got 5th and 6th today. It is good points for the team. It was fair, he had fresh tyres, so I was a bit of a sitting duck. Elsewhere, Miami race winner Max Verstappen has revealed the turn 14 and 15 chicane of the Miami International Autodrome almost knocked him out with its aggressive curbs on the Friday before his race victory. That specific section of the new circuit to the F1 calendar was criticised heavily over the weekend, with Lewis Hamilton describing it as being like driving in a B&Q car park, while George Russell believed the track overall didn't provide good racing. In Friday practice, Max Verstappen had limited running on track, but in the handful of laps he did get in FP1 without making any successful timed laps in FP2, the Dutchman certainly felt the bumps and bruises of the circuit's tight twisted section. The curb combination, I remember in the 4 laps I did on Friday, I almost knocked myself out because I hit the first curb and your head just bounces from left to right at least 5 or 6 times, said Verstappen. It's really bad if you take just a tiny bit too much, because the cars are so wide, so long, so stiff and super heavy that the little curb that there is, it's just not made for it, to be honest. Changes to the track could be difficult given the tight confines of the location of the circuit, but rather than a wholesale change, the reigning world champion feels an alternate, perhaps more flowing combination of corners will be better suited to that section. So what did you make of the Miami circuit? Do you feel that changes need to be made in those tight twisting corners, or do you like the combination of the high-speed straights and then those really intimate sections where the drivers are tested with their skill and guidance through the corners? Let us know in the comments section below, and of course stick with us with all of the fallout from Miami here this week at GP Fans.